What's up guys, welcome back for another YgoPro duel video. Blue Eyes updated for 2018. Due to the fact that, yesterday we got a new Relinquished monster released, Relinquished Anima, learn to English. Again, the fact that it's like a generic Link 1 monster, again, any level 1 monster can turn itself into the Relinquished Link monster. And potentially, if you see the opportunity to suck up one of your opponent's monsters, if one of its, if it's the only marker, pointing upwards, is pointing towards a monster from your opponent, on your opponent's side of the field, either in the extra monster zone in case of like Skull Dread, with its markers pointing upwards as well, or any other monsters in the same column as the extra deck spaces, right? But I believe one of the most important uses here in Blue Eyes, next to the fact that it's like, again, a generic level 1 / Link 1 monster to get on the field, is it's a spellcaster again, with one of the new Monster Reborn cards, especially for example like Blue Eyes, Rhapsody. It needs like a spellcaster on your side of the field, and previously I was running something like Master, like one of those, level 1 Blue Eyes spellcaster monsters like Sage, for example. But again, the biggest advantage of your Relinquished Link monster is that it turns your your Dragon type level 1 Blue Eyes monsters, your Stone for example, into a Spellcaster type monster. So again, potentially making your Rhapsody instantly live. Again, quite of a nice or niche advantage here of this new Relinquished card. I've updated my Blue Eyes list, added in a couple of cards as you see here in the extra deck. Call by the Grave, definitely an instant staple F3 here in this deck, since Blue Eyes is just too weak against hand traps. Well, a lot of decks are weak or vulnerable to hand traps, but if if your opponent can Ash Blossom your, let's say, cards of consonants, most of the time that's GG well played. So a card like Call by the Grave and maybe Gamma, the hand trap, is definitely an option for the main deck. Don't run King of D. The card is not that great. You don't really want to first of all, use your normal summon and discard like a spell card to potentially instantly lose again against the hand trap. And again, you already used up your normal summon, so that's again something you really don't want to do. But again, like always, feel free to leave suggestions, and yep, let's not waste any more time. Let's hop into the first example duel. Okay, first example against, let me double check, yeah, indeed, the Burning Abyss. The opponent gets to start, okay, that's all good. My opening hand is again quite okay, having like the Stone is quite good, having the dragons, what is it called, the Huge Foolish Burial, yeah, for dragons in general, right, sending the White Spirit Dragon directly from my deck to the grave, and possibly the Strudel. Again, the Strudel is so good, instantly going for Needle Fiber, yep. I mean, if you have seen Road of the Kings analysis from past 3 months and see how many decks actually main decked, well, put a Needle Fiber in the extra deck, I believe like well over 95% of all the decks were running Needle Fiber. So again, that just proves that, well, like if we didn't know that already, that Needle Fiber is such a clutch, such an OP monster, right? Going for the Relinquished, not able to suck something up, but that's not really too important. It makes Rhapsody live, so again, yeah, special summoning 2 Dragon type monsters from my grave to the field, potentially, and that's again the advantage that it has over something like the regular Monster Reborn or what's it called, Return of the Dragon Lords. Is again, it of course reborns 2 monsters, but also potential tuner. Again, opening up a possible Needle Fiber play. Again, Needle Fiber searching like a level 1 tuner from your deck, or maybe Ghost Ogre, can be quite important, especially if you're not able to OTK due to Rhapsody, of course. Okay, going for Silver Dragon, protecting any Dragon type on my side of the field. The Beatrice is not really that useful anymore. Was able to send the Strudel from my deck to the graveyard, but again, not that important. I should have attributed my Spirit Dragon on the field, eventually during my own standby phase, yeah, special summon it back to, well, hit one of your opponent's back rows, right? But it's not, at least it didn't matter that much. Opening with Sage is always nice, so normal summon the Sage, etc, etc. Go for Needle Fiber, and here in this case I believe yeah, indeed, should be going for the Ghost Ogre, since I already had like that level 1 tuner on my side of the field. So no use, or at least it wasn't that important to special summon one of the stones to trigger it during the end phase. I believe going for the Ghost Ogre was more important. I sacrifice my Blue Eye Spirit Dragon to go for Moonrose, Moonlight Dragon to potentially send back the Shadow Beanie. Risky play though, since the opponent still had like 3 potential Burning Abyss monsters ready, but again forcing him to use those special summoning effects was, I believe, much more important. Cloud Castle is a card I recently added in. The card is so good. Again, potentially going for something like just got King of All Calamities, right? Here it is. Yep, and in this case it didn't really matter too much, since I believe the opponent is going to top deck something like Skarm, and with this overpowered field, this again is going to be GG. So I like Blue Eyes, right? But again, it's just a deck that's might be a little bit too dangerous to play. It might lose to itself, and of course hand traps, right? Cards like the Gamma, the hand trap, or Call by the Grave definitely help, as you're seeing here in the replays. The card is so needed in the main deck. Again, stopping Ash Blossom is so crucial. Going for the Relinquished again, giving myself a spellcaster on the field, and yep, Destrudo, etc, etc. Needle Fiber, again Ghost Ogre, I think that's much more important, since again I do have access to the level 9 synchro play, special summon a Blue Eyes during the end phase. Again, quite good, right? Also Ash Blossom in hand. I believe, again, yeah, Call by the Grave, so the Ash Blossom is quite useless here. Yeah, the fact that Needle Fire, the contribute itself, is also so OP, right? It can do so many things. Search a hand trap, opening up 2 extra monster zones, tribute itself during your opponent's turn for something like TG Wonder Magician or Riser Dragon. Again, Riser Dragon is also an option you can put here in the main deck to send something like one of your stones, for example, from your deck to the grave. So again, that's definitely an option. Against Lightsworns, the opponent gets to start, have Ghost Ogre in hand, but again, not really sure if I want to somewhat waste my Ghost Ogre here, but maybe I should have prevented my opponent from, you know, going for Curious, or Curious, however you want to pronounce it, right? But it all works out fine. He does go for Snow, right? So that's definitely one potential Snow play ready. This is cute! Again, normal summoning the stone, immediately Link summon for the Relinquished. Suck up the Curious, and yep, no Fairy Tail still. Well, I still have to play around the Fairy Tail, right? Maybe he should have used Fairy Tail here, but well, to each their own, so go for Needle Fire and go for Blue Eye Spirit, again potentially negating the Fairy Tail in his graveyard, gain control of the Minerva and go for Boilo Dragon. Again, needing 3 effect monsters, I believe, so that's why, you know, eventually went for the rank 8 Exceed play, etc, etc. Lure out the Fairy Tail for a second time. He does have the Call by the Grave on its own, so banishing the Blue Eye Spirit, but again, it's all fine though. Still have Boilo Dragon on the field, my Blue Eyes Spirit on the field, or this Dragon Spirit of White is going to survive, and still have Sage to search out the hand trap in the form of Effect Failure again. So good, right? And now I should be able to attack for a game. Yep, indeed. Again, very fun deck to play with Blue Eyes, but it's sometimes a bit risky, right, with all of the hand traps. Sadly, no Call by the Grave here, but I can recover, luckily, with the stone searching out Blue Eyes, setting up the trade-in, and here again, normal summoning the level 1 stone and upgrading into Relinquished Anima, giving me the spellcaster needed to go for Rhapsody, and again, building up my field for eventually Needle Fiber, and yep, again, the rest is history, right? The Blue Eyes Spirit level 9. Synchro, super important against a deck like Pendulum Magicians. Prevent your opponent from, you know, special summoning multiple monsters, or at least more than, or at least 2 or more at the same time, right? Maybe I should have used my Needle Fire a little bit too, at least earlier, you know, go for one Magician pop one of his skills, but yeah, he did have an Astrograph Sorcerer in his hand, so well, eventually at least lose my Needle Fiber here, but it's all good, right? Okay, he's going to force out the Blue Eye Spirit, which I'm going to use on his Absolute Dragon, I believe the name is. But he does use his Ghost Ogre to potentially destroy my Spirit again, because yeah, he still has his Pendulum Summon, right? He wants to special summon more than one monster with his Pendulum Summon, but I'm definitely going to use Call by the Grave again, to at least to negate the Ghost Ogre and keep my Blue Eyes Spirit on the field. And now his field is definitely not that threatening, so going to force out the Deco Talker here with the Spirit of, you know, Blue Eyes, potentially destroying or banishing, I believe, back aggro, but now eventually special summon everything on the field and go for the game. So again, a very fun deck to play with, not a huge fan of the King of D. Again, normal summon, discarding a spell, not really too optimal. The deck is currently at 41 cards. Like always, feel free to leave suggestions. The new Premature Burial? Oh, I forgot its name. It's like a fossil. It's here in the extra. It's in the side deck next to your Infinite Transience. But again, it negates the effect of the monster summoned. It also banishes the monster when it leaves the field. So, not really too sure if I want to main deck that one. Summon Sorceress can potentially have a place in the extra deck as well. Same for Formula Synchron and the white Baphomet. You know, the level 10 Synchro. Definitely also an option. Cock-doodle-doo, also, you know, just give yourself more needle fiber plays, right? Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching and feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.